Welcome back, friends. It is the Nonprofit Nerds coming to you live this Friday. If you've never joined us before, I'm Josh Hirsch, Director of Mission Communication with Susan G. Komen, Florida. And as always, my hostess with the mostest, Julia Campbell. Julia? And Julia, I think, is frozen at the moment, it looks like, unfortunately. Angela, are you there?
I am here.
All
I'm back.
Julia will jump. There we go. Julia back. Of course you go.
Okay. Well, it's live video. Anything can happen. My background was blurred. I tried to unblur it, and I don't know anything. I don't know what's happening. But live video. That's the power. That's why we're here. Welcome.
The best part is that we've literally been on like the pre-show for the last 15 minutes. Everything's been fine. We go live, and then you crash. That's
obvious.
just the way it is.
I mean, that's obvious. Yeah. If anyone knows me or has followed me or has met me or has watched any of my social media, they know that tech fail is my hashtag. It's like my life. Josh makes fun of me because everything I use is, I have a Google Pixel phone. I have a PC. I have a PC laptop, and he's all Mac and Apple, and he never has any problems. But I'm not going over the dark side. So
I'm all PC. I'm all in on PC, my friend. Yeah, so, me and you.
No, I'm not going to go there. So I'm really excited to have you here with us today. And my Facebook page went down, so I can't see the questions. But if you're on here, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know maybe what you're working on this week. And we were talking about it sort of in the pregame and saying it was one of the fastest weeks of all time. So I don't know why that is. I don't know if it was the weather, if it was camp, if it was what I was working on that I just really liked, but it really was the fastest week of all time. So if you don't know who I am, and if you're watching for the first time, thank you and welcome. I am Julia Campbell, and I help nonprofits build their communities and engage their audiences using digital tools. And I'm one half of the Nonprofit Social Media Nerds, and my colleague is Josh Hirsch. He's the Director of Mission and Communication at Susan G. Komen, Florida. So welcome, and we have a very special guest here. Before I introduce Angela, I wanted to say two things. One is please leave your comments, your questions, your feedback, anything that you want to know, especially around the topic in the comments. We will be reading them, we'll be monitoring them, and we really want that live interaction. So this is your opportunity. You've got 3 social media experts on, with complete attention, giving you their complete attention. So take advantage. And number 2, tickets are still on sale for the Nonprofit Social Media Summit. All 3 of us are speaking. I am so excited about the summit. It's August 29th at Babson College, which is near Boston. And Josh will be talking about the 10 essential tools you need for your nonprofit social media toolkit.
Can I do more?
You could do more.
Okay.
You can do more.
I might give a few bonus ones out there.
Oh, cool. Oh, that'd be amazing. And then Angela, we're so excited to have Angela Pitter here. So I've always believed in the untapped potential of LinkedIn for nonprofits. And we were just talking about how we are seeing ourselves as entrepreneurs, how Angela and I are both seeing unprecedented engagement levels and downloads and things like that in terms of client leads on LinkedIn. So I know that there is so much potential for nonprofits. So at the summit, Angela will be giving her session, Power Up Your Nonprofit with LinkedIn, and I'm so excited. And I've seen Angela speak at the Conference for Women and UMass Social Media Day and a bunch of other things. So she's the founder and CEO of Livewire Collaborative, a digital marketing consultancy. She is a highly sought after speaker, so we are incredibly fortunate to have her at the summit, who was recently featured on Chronicle, a WCVB TV social segment. And she's spoken at numerous local conferences, national conferences, the Women Business Leaders Conference, the Needham Business Association, and more. And what I think is really cool about Angela is she spent 20 years in high tech, and she holds an MS in administration and a bachelor's in computer engineering, which is so cool. So you actually know how these freaking machines work. I think that's amazing. So today we're going to focus on the reasons why we should consider LinkedIn. We're going to go through 5 reasons, and we're just going to kind of talk about them. And I have a list of like 20 questions because I love LinkedIn. So, hi, Angela. How are you?
I am great. And how are you guys doing this week? I am so excited to be here. And of course, I'm talking about my favorite topic, all things LinkedIn, and why you nonprofits, or even if you're not a nonprofit, you should be going all in on LinkedIn. It is my favorite platform. 2 years ago, I don't know how long ago, when did Microsoft buy LinkedIn? But I thought it was like all over, all bets are off. I'm like,
right. Oh my God. They're going to corporatize it.
Yeah. But you know what? Couldn't be further from the truth. It literally, they've completely flipped the script. They have grown like gangbusters. I could like keep track of the numbers just as, the thing to do. And maybe we're at 400 and something million members. They're now over 600 million members. They got 2 members join. Every 2 seconds, a member is joining LinkedIn. It's crazy. It's
That's
crazy.
Amazing. And I saw, and I meant to print out this report. Microsoft just released a report that said that LinkedIn engagement is up 22%. Was that just the first half of the year?
Yep. And I believe it. I absolutely believe it. You're not using LinkedIn and posting up your documents and your videos. You're missing out on that organic reach. I had a client, and this was literally a year ago, and it's even more dramatic now in terms of the engagement. But she was doing her 5-year launch, and so she put it up, a little video on Facebook. Her Facebook page maybe has, 2,000 fans, and maybe about 800 people saw the video on Facebook. And I said to her, put that thing on LinkedIn. And on LinkedIn, she had like literally the reverse. It was like 800 connections or so. Over 2,000 people viewed that video on LinkedIn. It just went crazy. And that's the power of LinkedIn. Unlike Facebook, where you got, 2 billion people now, it's 610. So yes, it's a smaller audience, but it's a smaller engaged audience, and they see your stuff. Right. And if there's no other reason to be on LinkedIn, the number one reason is the engagement is great and folks see your stuff.
So let me ask you a question about that as far as the engagement. Are you seeing quality engagement? Because I know I see a lot of engagement on Instagram where people are just trying to comment for you to then go over and like their page. Are these people wanting to have genuine conversations and, see where their connections can get? Or is it just, all right, this is what I'm doing because this is what I'm supposed to do to build my page?
Right. So, I think you do get more quality leads. So some of the data you get off your videos, and actually you get it on the documents when you upload a document as well, is you can see the titles. So you can't see the names of the people, but you can see their titles. So you can, again, if you're thinking about, if my audience is CEOs and, directors or whatever, am I reaching those kind of people? You can see the location. Right? So it's the location, my sort of area where I'm operating, right? So if you're national, you want to make sure you get national attention. But if you're regional, I'm mostly focused New England. I do have clients outside of New England, but I want to make sure that at least, Boston, New York, a little bit, maybe DC, those are the folks I'm getting in front of. And you do see companies. So my last document that went crazy, and I was just sharing this with Julia.
Oh yeah, I want to hear this story from
this is a LinkedIn checklist. It's a PDF. It's a 2-page PDF. I uploaded the thing and I hashtagged it. I think LinkedIn tips hashtag, and it started trending with the hashtag personal development. It got over 10,000 views. And it was interesting. So I did get, actually, there was definitely a bunch of salespeople that saw it, which is not bad. LinkedIn for sales is a great thing. But right after that, it was CEOs, it was directors. And then I saw some of the companies, and there were some interesting companies there that I had never thought about. So now that I see that, 28 people from one company looked at it, I'm going to go back and see, okay, let me see if I can kind of figure out who there I might want to reach out to. So it can be a way to sort of generate leads for your business that you would have never thought about.
So for nonprofits, do you think that they should be using it personally, their personal profile, or should they create a LinkedIn company page, and what do you think about LinkedIn company pages?
Oh my God. And that's the other thing, because LinkedIn company pages for a while didn't work.
Yeah.
And
now they're much better.
They are so much better. So, I mean, but start with the person for a second because, it's the end of the day, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. So while you can post on the company page all day long, if your employee shares that post to their audience, it is much more likely to be engaged than them coming to the company page, right? Because why? They know the employee, they trust them. If they're sharing something, they must believe in it, especially, obviously, it's a nonprofit, it's about a cause. So they're going to then engage that post. So what I always tell people to do is post on your company page first, and then get everybody to share it. But that means all your people need to be on LinkedIn. So it starts really with the employee. So you need, as the employee, need to be able to tell your story on LinkedIn. And, frankly, things just like having a good professional photo. You get 21 times more profile views when you have a photo on LinkedIn. I mean, it's just things like that.
And not a selfie taken like at the beach.
No BFFs, no pictures with the dogs or the cats, leave the animals behind. I always have the fill the frame with your face rule. So like the headshot. Nice close up. Don't be standing in the building, those body shots, those don't work. Because remember, you just got that little circle, so you want people to be able to see you.
What should we have in our profile? What are the most important items that we should include in our LinkedIn profile?
So the 3 branding elements are the photo, your headline, and the headline is that little text below your photo, is not your title. A lot of times it ends up being your title, because when you add your positions to LinkedIn, there's a little checkbox that says default to your title. Never uncheck that box. Your headline, think about it, is your branding tagline. It should say who you are, who's your audience, and what outcomes do you deliver. So you don't want to have a headline that says,
unemployed, looking for work.
Oh, no, that's
I've seen that before.
I see that all the time. That's just desperate. Instead, say who you are and what's your value add, right? That's what, if you're unemployed, that's what recruiters and employers want to know. What can you bring to the table? So you need to figure out in that 120 characters how you're going to deliver that proof and that evidence. And you know what a little pro tip is? If you need a couple more characters, use your phone, put that LinkedIn app, and you can add way more characters, and it will save, and then you can view it on your desktop afterwards.
And another thing with the headline, I think if you use the LinkedIn app, you can add emojis.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Or add, like, I don't know how I did it. I watched something, probably a video of yours, and I've added check marks or arrows or something.
Right.
I don't know.
So here's the thing. You could do it easier on your phone, but on the desktop, what I tell people to do is just look, if you see a profile with emojis you like, just cut and paste. They cut and paste right in.
Okay.
So in the title,
we got 3. So you got profile, you got picture, headline.
Yep, the last branding element is your summary, and that is not like the cut and paste of your resume. That is where you get to tell your story and really kind of go all out about, again, that who you are, that whole 360 degrees. So it's not just about sort of the professional. Also make sure you share other things. Like, again, as a nonprofit, you're obviously, into nonprofits. People who work for nonprofits don't just work for nonprofits, just for the fun of it, because they believe in that nonprofit. So that's the place where you can kind of share that story, why that nonprofit is so important to you, and and frankly, like what are all the other things are that are important to you. I mean, if you're a soccer coach for your kids' team, that's, people appreciate that. And then people, frankly, sometimes you don't know what it is that the reason why people connect with you. I mean, there's all kind of reasons they connect with you. They saw the photo, they saw the headline. You could be an alumni, it could be 100 things. But you know what? Oh my gosh, she coaches soccer. I coach soccer. Let me see what else she does.
That's really cool.
Angela, that brings up a question I thought of. Do you accept every request that you get?
I was going to ask that.
Okay, so I have a triage system. I accept most requests.
What is your system?
I really ask you is, first of all, you need to include a personal note. I really want people to include a personal note, and not a personal note that's the generic text that LinkedIn includes.
I would like to put you in my network.
Can you please edit that and say a little bit of why, tell me a little bit about you or what you like about me, why you want to connect, right? Barring that's not available, I do have a little system. So one of the things I look at immediately is, do we have people in common, right? So there's sometimes I'll see people, we got 28 people in common. I'm thinking, shoot, we have that many people in common. How come I never met you? So now I'm looking at your profile and all that kind of stuff. So I'll probably likely connect with them, right? Then I'll also look at, so this is the telling point, whether they're just, on LinkedIn, they have those, what they call the lions, these huge, these super connectors, they connect with, that's the one that connects with anyone. Or they're actually interested in building a relationship and engaging with you. So if you go to their profile and you see that they have thousands and thousands of connections and no activity, that's a telling tale. I don't connect with those people. I always look at their activity. So if they're not active on LinkedIn and they got a lot of followers, like what are you doing here? You just want to just build, like say I have 1 million fans, like I'm not into that. I want to connect with people who are interested in building a relationship. So that's my tip. Look at their recent activity.
That's interesting. So that's your strategy of connecting with people.
Mm-hmm.
So what, in terms of a nonprofit who's really looking to build their audience or build their connections and connect with people that make sense to them,
right?
Would you recommend searching people out? Would you recommend, how would you recommend even just starting doing that?
Okay, so charity starts at home, right? Every nonprofit has a list, right? And your list, again, starts with employees, but then you have your donors, and then you have your sponsors, and then you have board members. And a lot of times, especially the board members, are the most underutilized folks in the whole ecosystem.
They have huge networks.
They have huge networks. If you want to tap in, Giving Tuesday, make sure you got all your board members on board.
Yep.
And then you just have sort of advocates for the organization, people that just love the organization, right? Yep. You need to get them all in a room or one by one, however you want to do it, and get them all connected on LinkedIn. You connected to them connected to the organization. They should be following the company page, the organization page. And that way, when you're now posting on the page, everybody's on the same page, so to speak, and sharing that content out. It's all a numbers game at the end of the day on LinkedIn. So the more people following your page, number one, and then the more people engaging your page, number two. You want those posts to get engagement almost immediately. So sometimes even in your newsletter, remind them, you always say, find us on Facebook, Twitter, add LinkedIn to that list and, get that in front of people. LinkedIn now just added and is slowly rolling out a feature that's been on Facebook for years, which is invite people to your page.
Oh.
So now with all those great connections, what can you do? You can now go back and invite people to follow your page.
Wow. For the company pages?
For the company pages. And you can also add and follow hashtags. So if there are hashtags that you like to follow, you can actually, so on LinkedIn.
You can follow hashtags on LinkedIn?
You can follow hashtags just like on Instagram. It works exactly the same. And if you're not using hashtags,
I love that feature on Instagram. I didn't know that. I'm going to do that today.
Miss out. And that, in fact, is one of the reasons that post I mentioned went gangbusters, is because it started trending with the hashtag I use, personal development. So go in and look at the same type of research you do on Instagram to figure out what hashtags you want to do. Use those same hashtags on LinkedIn, follow them. You can add them to your page and you can respond to them as a page. So when you follow a hashtag on LinkedIn, whether as an individual or as a page, it builds you a feed with all the posts that have that hashtag in there. So as a page, though, you could actually respond to those posts, like them, commented as a page on LinkedIn.
I think that's huge because a lot of nonprofits that I work with, they have their, personal profile, they have their LinkedIn company page, and they're worried about, a lot of the people I work with are very stressed out about, like, am I going to reply as myself? Am I going to reply as the nonprofit?
Right.
But I think that's such an awesome feature. I didn't know about that.
Right.
And that's really cool.
All
So
things literally the hashtag's been there for a minute, but this follow and reply, the hashtags as a page is newer. So they keep rolling out new things. It's like you just got to keep up now with LinkedIn. It's like, okay, LinkedIn, back it up a little bit.
So with the hashtag feature, do you go in and do you search within LinkedIn and see what other people are using? How do you find the right hashtags to use? That's a question I get a lot.
Right. So literally the research you would do to find the hashtag to use on Instagram is the same research, the same way you would approach the research on LinkedIn. And in fact, if you already did that research, the first thing I would do is just plug those in and see what happened.
Okay. And how many hashtags are too many? What's the culture on LinkedIn around hashtags?
3's the number. Three. LinkedIn recommends 3, so go with 3. And so I kind of stick with it. When I first started, I was doing 2, then sometimes I did 4, but they recently came out and said 3's the number.
Awesome. And do you use the same 3 or is there one you always use, or how does that work?
Well, I mix it up just because that personal development, that's one that I typically don't use, but the reason I picked up on it is somebody put together a list of the 100 most used hashtags on LinkedIn.
Yes.
And that was on the list. So I was like, oh, well, let me try that one. And I just threw it on there. And like I said, it ended up trending. So it's crazy. But yeah, so I use LinkedIn tips a lot because that's what I'm always putting out, LinkedIn tips. So,
yes.
And of course I use Ask Angela because that's sort of my branding thing that I use everywhere. So, you always have your unique versus, everything else. So yeah, mix it up.
So how do you determine, actually, I should say, Josh has an amazing app for hashtags, Hashtag Expert. Yep. Is that your app that you use, Josh? So it's called Hashtag Expert for Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's only on iOS, which is, I know, really upsetting.
Because I told you.
Oh, I do have an iPhone. Though I don't have a Mac, but I do have
Hashtagify. There's lots of apps you can use. That one, though, I really love because he showed me how to use it. It was really cool. So if you have an iPhone, check out Hashtag. If you don't have Hashtag Expert.
As soon as I hang up here, I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, it's really cool because, you can tell us more about how that works, Josh. But that's for Instagram mostly.
Yeah, specifically you could use it for anything because once again, we just learned that the way that you're searching and generating your hashtag content strategy for IG is the same as should be for LinkedIn. So within the app, it shows you, you take whatever content post. So you would use professional development since that's one that was trending on yours. And you can see how many posts are being used on IG with that hashtag, and then you can automatically generate 30 additional hashtags that it thinks based upon what you put in as your search term, and then easily just push those right at the IG or copy them to the notepad and pull them into LinkedIn. So
there you go.
It's a really good way to do hashtag discovery and content creation.
Yeah, awesome. And then the thing too with using consistent strategy across the board is because good old Google, right? Everything is searchable in Google, so if you're using consistently, you're going to come up with search with that hashtag.
I was just at a conference and they gave us a book of everyone that was at the conference and all the speakers, and I said, okay, I want to email some of these people, so I Googled their name and their where they worked, and the very first link every time was LinkedIn. The very first link was always their LinkedIn profile.
Yep.
So to me, that really demonstrated the huge power of LinkedIn just in terms of searchability and discoverability.
Yep. Exactly. Right. And that's why I tell people the first thing you do before you get started is just Google yourself. And if you're not showing up in the top 3 slots with LinkedIn, you need to go back. You probably don't have an all-star profile and need to fix that. I got Julia Campbell. I got LinkedIn
facebook.com/Julia Campbell.
There you go.
No big deal. I don't know. I must have signed up for it like a billion years ago.
Yep.
Angela, what is the benefit to actually pay money to LinkedIn to become, was it the LinkedIn Insider? Is that what,
Well, I don't even know about this.
Premium.
I was gonna ask about LinkedIn Premium. Is that what you're
That's
talking
what I
about?
meant. I meant whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's LinkedIn Premium. So look,
Ask about that.
I don't like to pay anybody money for anything.
Especially social media sites that literally don't need our money.
I do have premium on LinkedIn, but I have a version that no longer exists. So I'm grandfathered to $10 a month.
Whoa. That's like AOL.
Exactly. So that's why I never let it go.
Yep.
But you want to know another trick? Here's the trick. When you are prospecting on LinkedIn and you don't have premium, you're going to hit what they call the commercial limit. And it's not going to show you anything anymore. It'll literally shut you off. It resets the first of everything every month. But just like the 120 characters, you can go to your phone and continue your search. It will continue on the LinkedIn app.
They have not figured this out. We don't want Microsoft watching this. Watch this, Microsoft.
Yeah. So you can keep on searching. Like right now, I hit my commercial limit because I'm working with a client. I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff for them. So I've hit my limit. And August 1st is next Friday?
Yes.
I just went on my phone and kept it moving.
That's awesome. Okay, so really I was going to ask that because I feel like I need LinkedIn Premium, but I'm getting everything I need out of the free version.
Yeah, if you get everything you need, you don't really need it. I mean, the only thing that you don't get that I do like is the who's viewed your profile, and you get that queue. So if you are seriously doing prospecting, and you get the huge view profile with any version. So the cheapest version is actually the career / I don't know, the thing they call the job seekers version. I think
if you want to know if people have been looking.
So that I want to say, so you can get that version because that's the lowest cost version, so that you can at least see that queue of who's viewing your profile. Because when your stuff goes crazy, people will start looking at your profile. And you want to see who's looking at you.
Oh my gosh. I have a million questions. Okay, I know we're almost at 12:30. My next question is, how do you determine how often to post, and what is the best type of content to post on LinkedIn?
So I think LinkedIn said something like for brands 20 times a month, which is on basically every day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so maybe at least once a day, be visible.
Yeah, once a day. I mean, again, don't overwhelm yourself. I say in the beginning, 2 to 3 times a week. Try the usual stuff, which is, early in the mornings, because again, it's a professional platform. Early in the mornings, lunchtime, late in the evening, people are home, relaxed. And try those different times and see what works for your audience. All of this, your mileage will vary. But definitely, I would say no less than 3 times a week.
Okay.
Go. And in terms of the content that works, again, I can't say enough about that document. I don't know what nonprofit doesn't have a brochure, a piece of paper somewhere, a PDF that they can
annual report or
whatever, a presentation. And I don't know what it is about that document feature, but throw that thing up there with a couple of hashtags.
I'm literally going to do this right when we get off.
Run it. And then the other thing,
we get off the Facebook Live.
Yep.
I've never done that before. I've always posted a link.
The
document works better.
No links anymore. So, as a matter of fact, even in your regular post, here's a big pro tip. Don't put the link on the post. Put the link in the comment.
Oh.
Don't take them off the platform on the post. Leave the copy without links. Add the link afterwards, or add the link. You could put it in the only downside of putting in the comments, if people start commenting a lot, it starts going, it'll get down to the bottom. But that's okay, because by then enough people would have viewed it that you can go back and edit it and add the link afterwards.
Oh, so to get that algorithm juice, you don't want to direct them off the platform. That's very similar to Facebook.
Keep them on the platform. So if anything, reproduce the content as a LinkedIn article, and then link them to the LinkedIn article, which is on the platform.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so that was my other question. I have a bunch. Oh, sure. Sorry.
The
videos.
You got to do videos. Videos, like right behind documents is videos. And you can go live. Well, not everybody. only open it up to the influencers, but I'm hoping one day soon I can go live on LinkedIn, because that's a cool thing.
Yeah, I get notifications.
The Facebook Live though, so they got some kinks in it. So I'm okay with waiting.
Right.
I mean, they need to get out the kinks.
Yeah, I get notifications on my phone that say so and so is going live.
Right.
On LinkedIn.
Chris, our buddy Chris, who will also be at the Nonprofit Social Media Summit, talking about going live for your nonprofit.
Yeah. So yeah, he goes live. Yeah. So I think one of my last questions is going to be about LinkedIn publishing.
Right. So
how to use it, and should you use it, and what are the benefits maybe?
Yeah, so let me tell you, you should definitely use it, especially if you are already creating content, like you have a blog that you're creating regularly. You know, when you do that, it's on your website, and you're crossing your fingers somebody's going to get there, right? Mm-hmm. But if you're on LinkedIn and you post it as an article, you know for sure somebody's going to see it. And so what I would say people do is just like repurpose it, maybe write a summary, then link it to the actual full thing, and you know, it works really well. It really works.
Cool. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Where can we find out more about you and what you're doing?
So
post your LinkedIn link in the comments for sure, so we can all connect with you, and write personal messages to connect with you.
So I actually, one of the reasons I've been so busy this week, because me and my infinite wisdom, I kicked off a 21-day LinkedIn challenge.
Yes.
So
I'm joining it. Why haven't I joined it yet? Where can we join it?
What is the challenge?
Where can we join it? I'm doing it.
Right on my profile. So just follow me.
Okay.
And you can, every day, we're putting something else out new to do to your profile. So at the end of the 20 days, we're going to go from 0 to hero. We'll all be transformed.
Awesome.
So, and I'm putting them all up as PDF documents, so you can download it and, you know, get a lot of information. So that's one thing. I'm actually also got a LinkedIn video happening on August 8th out of Staples, Brighton.
Yes, with Innovation Women?
No, this is just me directly. Innovation Women's been doing a lot of stuff out of Danvers, but I'm doing this in Brighton. So check that out. That's happening August 8th. And somewhere there's another Facebook Live one that I can't even remember the date for. Of course, I'll be at the Nonprofit Social Media Summit on the 29th. Yes. Again, talking about LinkedIn. And September 10th, I'm going to also be doing a Giving Tuesday workshop as well.
Ooh, I want to go to that. Where's that?
With the Foundation for
Foundation for Metro West.
Yeah, yep.
OMG.
I'll be doing that at 10. So gotta get those campaigns going.
Yes.
So
you're like me. You're just everywhere and so busy. I love it.
Yeah. So
3 kids.
And 3 kids. Yeah, I'm gonna put them to work. Trust me.
Yeah. That's awesome. All right. Unless Josh, do you have anything else?
No. Anywhere that you'll be speaking anytime soon, Julia, that we can see you?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be in Milwaukee at the fundraising day on August 22nd. And then 1 week later, I will be hosting the Social Media Summit. And then, 10 million other webinars, and I can't even list them all. So, I'm literally doing 8 webinars in August and 3 Facebook Lives and 2 live talking things. So I'm going to not be able to function after that, but it'll be fine. So everyone knows where to find me. But next week, we're super excited. No, not next week, because I'm going to be in Toronto, but on August 9th at noon, we're going to have Sue Citro, who is the director of Donor Experience at Best Friends Animal Society. I saw her speak in Philadelphia. She's actually from Massachusetts, and she lives in Worcester, and she's going to be at the summit. But she's going to talk about social fundraising, social media ambassadors, and that's going to be August 9th at noon. So that's our next Nonprofit Nerds show. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, Angela, for your time, your expertise. I'm so excited. I'm really excited for the summit, and anything you want us to help promote, let us know. We'll get it out there. Okay. And Josh, thank you so much for being the tech guru. And we will we will be in touch. We'll see you all soon. Thank
All right,
you.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care. Bye.